In the Mexican city of Cholula, a massive, seemingly natural hill rises from the plains, crowned by a picturesque colonial church. But beneath the layers of soil, vegetation, and Catholic devotion lies an architectural secret of staggering proportions. The Great Pyramid of Cholula, the largest pyramid by volume in the world. Its base is 4 times larger than that of the Great Pyramid of Giza. This pre-Columbian masterpiece, dedicated to the god Quetzalcoatl, was not destroyed by a single cataclysmic event or fire, but was systematically erased from sight and memory, first by its own builders, who expanded and covered its stages, and then by the deliberate political proscription of the Spanish conquistadors. Its very existence was rendered forbidden by being buried and then co-opted, making it the most colossal architectural camouflage in history.
The irony of Cholula is breathtaking. The largest man-made structure on Earth spent centuries hidden in plain sight. When Hernán Cortés arrived in 1519, the pyramid was already a colossal, overgrown mound, long abandoned by its original builders, yet still a site of religious significance. The Spanish, in their campaign to dismantle the indigenous culture, often built Catholic churches directly on top of or next to native temples. In Cholula, they built the Iglesia de Nuestra Señora de los Remedios, the Church of Our Lady of the Remedies, on the pyramid's highest point. This was a calculated act of architectural domination, a physical and political declaration that one faith had superseded another. The church, a symbol of Spanish power, became the headstone for the greatest indigenous architectural achievement, ensuring that the vanished grandeur of the pyramid remained literally beneath their feet.
Welcome back to Vanished Grandeur, where we uncover the stories of structures that were either lost, destroyed, or politically forbidden. The Great Pyramid of Cholula is a testament to the scale and sophistication of pre-Columbian engineering, dating back to at least the 3rd century BCE. It was not built in one go, but over centuries by multiple successive cultures: the Olmec-Xicalanca, the Tolteca Chichimeca, and the Aztecs. This continuous process of building new, larger layers over the previous ones is known as architectural nesting, a common Mesoamerican practice. The final structure reached a height of about 66 meters, but its base covers an area of roughly 450 by 450 meters, a truly immense architectural footprint that makes it structurally unrivaled in the world.
The pyramid, originally known as Tlachihualtepetl, man-made mountain, was dedicated to Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god. It served as a massive ceremonial center and religious focal point for the city of Cholula, which was a vital trading and religious hub in the Aztec Empire. Its construction reflects the belief that the architecture itself must evolve and grow to accommodate the demands of the gods and the changing political landscape. By continually encasing the older, smaller pyramid structures, the builders were essentially performing an act of architectural sanctification, giving the deity a grander, more powerful home. This cyclical building process, however, ultimately contributed to its concealment, as the final, massive earthen layer made the structure look more like a natural mountain, paving the way for its later colonial proscription.
The Cholula Pyramid is essentially an architectural Russian doll. Archaeologists have identified at least 6 major construction stages and 10 substages over a period of about 1,000 years. Each successive culture would construct a new, larger platform or layer over the existing one, creating a constantly expanding architectural footprint. This layering preserved the earlier structures almost perfectly within the mound, offering archaeologists an unprecedented look into the evolution of Mesoamerican design and materials over centuries. The architectural process involves massive amounts of sun-dried adobe bricks and earth fill, creating the immense volume that defines the structure. The outer surfaces were originally finished with bright stucco and paint, making the man-made mountain highly visible across the valley.
The key metric of the Cholula Pyramid is its volume. Estimated at over 4.45 million cubic meters, it surpasses Giza's 2.5 million cubic meters. This vast volume was achieved by extending the base to create massive tiered platforms rather than focusing on extreme height. This horizontal architectural ambition required logistical prowess and a huge labor force over many generations. The pyramid was less about reaching the sky and more about establishing a colossal permanent presence on the earth, establishing a sacred mountain, an altipedal, that symbolized the connection between the sky and the underworld, a profound architectural representation of the cosmos. The final stage of construction was completed centuries before the Spanish arrival. Over time, due to the humid climate and the composition of the adobe and earth fill, the exposed exterior surfaces naturally eroded and became heavily overgrown with vegetation. This process transformed the artificial structure into a seemingly natural geological feature, the large hill known as Tlachihualtepetl that Cortés encountered. The ultimate concealment of this vanished grandeur was an unintentional collaboration between time, nature, and the final architectural phase, making the later Spanish conquest of the site tragically simple. The Spanish conquest brought an immediate political proscription of indigenous religion and authority. Cholula, a key center loyal to the Aztec Empire, was subjected to a brutal massacre in 1519 by Cortés and his Tlaxcalan allies. The indigenous leaders were executed, and the city's ceremonial centers were intentionally targeted for destruction. It is highly probable that the Spaniards, recognizing the overgrown hill as a site of pagan significance, chose it for their statement of dominance, even without realizing the true architectural masterpiece hidden within its slopes. The construction of the Catholic Church atop the pyramid was a calculated colonial strategy. By building the Church of Our Lady of the Remedies on the highest point, the Spanish were visually and politically asserting the supremacy of Christianity. The pyramid was not physically demolished by explosive force, it was architecturally negated and forbidden from public view and use by an ideological overlay. The church became the new architectural focal point, ensuring that pilgrims who climbed the sacred hill would now pay homage to the Virgin Mary, not Quetzalcoatl. The colonial strategy of architectural domination was so widespread that Cholula became associated with the legend that it has 365 churches, one for every day of the year, or one for every destroyed indigenous temple. While the actual number is smaller, the legend vividly captures the architectural trauma inflicted by the Spanish. It underscores the systematic effort to replace the native altipedal, sacred mountain city, with European religious architecture, turning the largest pre-Columbian temple into a foundation and a political stepping stone for the new colonial order. The true architectural identity of the hill remained a local legend until the early 20th century. The first serious archaeological investigation began in the 1930s. The challenge was immense. How to explore a massive structure buried under earth and crowned by an active colonial church. The solution was an architectural feat in itself. A massive network of tunnels, over 8 kilometers long, was dug through the pyramid's interior. These tunnels act as arteries, cutting through the various construction phases, allowing archaeologists to map the complex architectural nesting without disturbing the surface. The tunnel system is a remarkable piece of reverse architecture. It allowed scientists to explore the older, preserved structures that were deliberately forbidden by the later builders. Visitors today walk through these dark, narrow passages, gaining a spatial understanding of the pyramid's immense growth and scale. The tunnels reveal stucco reliefs, original staircases, and parts of the earlier pyramids, like the Edificio Rojo and Edificio de los Pintados, in near-perfect condition, protected by the subsequent layers of fill. This internal architecture provides the clearest evidence of the structural evolution of the site.
Within the tunnels, archaeologists discovered stunning, well-preserved murals, including the Mural of the Drinkers, which depicts figures engaged in what is believed to be a ritual celebrating pulque, an indigenous fermented drink. These murals offer crucial insight into the religious practices and aesthetics of the people who built the pyramid. This discovery highlights the fact that the vanished grandeur was not only structural, but also artistic, with vibrant paint and detailed artistry being a key element of the architectural design, preserved only because it was sealed away and forbidden from the sunlight and Spanish gaze.
The extensive tunneling, while vital for research, created a long-term architectural stabilization challenge. The massive earth and adobe structure, though huge, requires constant monitoring to prevent collapse, especially after the tunnels were opened. The pyramid's sheer volume means that any structural failure could be catastrophic. Conservationists continuously work to reinforce the fragile inner walls and chambers, ensuring that the ancient architectural decisions do not compromise the modern structure built around them. Due to the presence of the actively used colonial church on the summit and the sheer scale of the structure, only a tiny fraction of the pyramid has been fully excavated and exposed, primarily the western face. The rest remains covered by earth and vegetation. This means the pyramid continues to exist as a hybrid architectural form, a modern archaeological site, a colonial religious monument, and a massive hidden indigenous structure. This duality reflects the complex and often conflicting historical narratives woven into the fabric of the site.
The story of Cholula is a universal architectural symbol of cultural syncretism and conquest. It represents how powerful invaders deliberately overlay their own architectural narrative onto the existing sacred space of a defeated people. The pyramid, forbidden to be seen as a temple, serves as a tangible, colossal reminder of the long-term impact of colonization on indigenous architectural identity and religious expression, illustrating how memory can be suppressed but not fully destroyed.
The Great Pyramid of Cholula is unique among our vanished grandeur examples because it was not destroyed by a single event, but was first intentionally covered by its own builders, architectural nesting, and then forbidden by the Spanish, who placed their own sacred architecture on its summit. The result is the largest architectural camouflage in history. Its colossal scale and the layers of indigenous art and engineering now revealed by the tunnels testify to the profound sophistication of the ancient world and the ruthless effectiveness of the colonial strategy of architectural replacement. The Cholula Pyramid is essentially a vast architectural document, with each layer representing a different historical era and cultural style. It stands as a profound monument to persistence, the monumental desire of the ancient builders to create a permanent, sacred mountain, and the modern dedication of archaeologists to uncover the secrets that were intentionally concealed. The structure, now permanently topped by the church, is an enduring architectural dialogue between indigenous past and colonial present.
The sheer volume of the Cholula Pyramid ensured that even when its surface was completely forbidden by the Spanish Church, its core architecture remained. It reminds us that memory can sometimes be preserved most effectively not through outward display, but through sheer colossal mass and concealment. The true vanished grandeur of Cholula is not the pyramid itself, but the public memory of it as a functioning sacred site, a memory now slowly being restored through the meticulous work of excavation. The Great Pyramid of Cholula, hidden beneath a hill and crowned by a church, provides a stunning example of cultural and architectural conquest. If you were amazed by this story of architectural camouflage and historical prescription, be sure to subscribe to Vanished Grandeur and share your thoughts on the most effective colonial use of architecture. Our next episode moves to a unique architectural loss caused by industry: Ghost Town Colmanscope, Diamond Fever, and the Sand. We will explore how an elite German architectural complex in the Namibian desert was built for a diamond rush, only to be entirely abandoned and slowly swallowed by the desert sands, becoming an architectural ghost. Which modern architectural ruin would you like us to explore next? Let us know in the comments.